Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Not Your Average Joel. So, we are on episode 10 today. Can't believe we are on episode 10. We're in the double digits now. So, like I said, so far, I feel like I am enjoying my journey and I'm appreciating everybody's support so far on all of this. And before I tell you what this topic is about, I'm going to introduce you to Donna. I know I've known Donna for a good probably at least 10 years. I've met her at this ministry called The Basement. And, we would talk every now and then. And like, we would even keep up with each other even after the basement ministry ended. So I said it's definitely good to get to see her on here. And then I'm glad that she is on here to talk about this topic. But before we get into that topic, I'm going to have her introduce herself and like tell us where she's from and what she does for work and then where she goes to school because she is also a college student. So take it away.
Hi, my name is Donna Perez, and I'm from Sneed, Alabama. It's in Blount County. It's a really small town. Right now, I'm working as a hairstylist at Great Clips, and I've been a hairstylist for the past 7 years. I'm in school. I go to school at JSU. I'm studying psychology right now as my undergrad, but after I graduate, I'm going to go to graduate school and study behavior analysis and work in a behavior clinic with autistic children and children with intellectual disabilities.
Oh, nice. Yeah, like I love that. She mentioned this to me just a few minutes ago, and I was just telling her how much I love that there's people like her out there that have a passion to help those with autism. Just because I have a brother with special needs, so like so it definitely is something that I keep near and dear to my heart. So I definitely am glad to hear that she is going down that route and that she feels like God has led her that way. So I'm definitely so happy to hear that. And also during the moment while she's in school, I'm glad that she works at a nice place like Great Clips because that's where I go get my hair done. So shout out to Great Clips. So
Great company. I enjoy working for them. So
yeah. So how long have you worked at Great Clips for?
well, I've only actually worked there for about a year. I was working at a sport clips in Coleman, but due to the pandemic, for a short time, it had to be shut down. And so during that short time, I had to find another job. And so
Mm,
once I found another job, I decided to just stay there instead of going back. So I enjoy
yeah. Yeah, no, I said, yeah. If you like where you're at, I don't blame you on staying there. So, that's definitely good to hear, and it's good to hear that you're doing something that you love doing at least and enjoy being at. So you definitely don't want to do a job that you hate going to every day and all that good stuff. So,
right.
so yeah, that is Donna, everybody. So today's topic that we were going to talk about for episode 10 is going to be on expectations on men versus women. And of course, I definitely wanted a woman, a female, to be on here because it definitely wouldn't make sense for me to be having this conversation with another male because I feel like we would have the same exact opinions. And I mean, it's very possible that me and Donna may have the same exact opinions on this, but I would rather still hear it from a woman compared to just another man. So, so I'm glad that she was willing to be a part of this topic because like I said, if she wasn't on here and if a guy was on here, it just definitely wouldn't have made sense. I feel like it would have been a pointless episode. So I definitely appreciate you wanting to be a part of this.
Thank you. I'm excited about being a part of it too.
Yeah. So is this your first podcast that you're doing?
Yes. Like the very first one.
Oh,
So,
nice. So yeah, so this is definitely a pretty like new area for me as well. I've always like listened to podcasts, but never been like the host or a guest on a podcast. So it's definitely new for me too. But I'm definitely excited just to hear like other people's like opinions and perspectives on different things. Just meeting people from every age and stage of life. So and so just for people to get to know, like, so not only me a little bit better, but my guests a little bit better. So this is definitely going to be a good one. So I think we are going to go ahead and get into this first question. So the first question is going to be about like the workforce. So for a long time, it seems like in the workforce, men seems like usually has like the upper hand when it comes to being given more opportunities to reach like their expectations within their job, to where like they're able to get like a promotion or like a bonus or something like that. And but then at the same time, over these last, I don't know, I want to say maybe like 10, 20 years or so, it seems like more women are now being given, some more opportunities, and women are now in the workforce. So I was just wondering, in your opinion, do you see women being given the same opportunities in the workforce to work their way up in the company, or do you think that there still needs to be more like improvement overall?
Well, in my type of work, I feel like we have all the same opportunities, which my job right now, being a hairstylist, cosmetology, that industry is really female dominated anyway. So I feel like we've in this industry, we've always been given the same opportunities, which is good because we all need that. But for other workforces, I guess it just depends on like who you work for. I know I've noticed a trend in like if you have like women CEOs versus men CEOs, usually with women CEOs, the men and the women we usually have more equal opportunity versus just like the men. Um, but I've never actually worked in that type of environment, but I have friends that have. Um, but it's definitely something that, I feel like everyone needs the equal opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. So, also, that's actually a very good point that you make. It also, like, a lot of it depends on like the type of company that you work for or the industry that you work for, whether it's like predominantly females that work there or predominantly males. So, also, yeah, you actually make a good point there, and I'm glad to hear that. Of course, the women within a pretty, dominant female industry, like I said, they're definitely getting their opportunities, so that's definitely good to hear. So
Mhm.
I would say, in my opinion, that, like I said, most definitely agree with what you say and what you said about like being in the predominantly like female industry. And as far as like, I guess, like, as far as if a man versus a female, I feel like nowadays, like, I feel like that kind of opportunities are like presented more for both genders instead of just the man. Like, I guess I'm thinking of, like, for example, like with where I work at, like when I started working there, my supervisor was actually a female. So, like, I worked under a woman, and then she took another job, and now like I'm under like another guy. But but I guess I was just thinking of like things like that, to where she had an opportunity to go, like, use her skills and like use that for another job that she's currently doing. So I guess I was just thinking, like, seeing that. And then also I feel like especially in recent times, and we've been going through like a lot of training on like bias, like being biased based off all kind of things, whether it's race, age, and gender is like a big one. So like we definitely are, I guess, like when it comes to management or somebody higher up, like you definitely can't just hire some guy that has no work experience uh versus this, woman that may be more suited for it. Less than hire the man just because he's a guy and you feel like he would be more dependable. So like I said, there's those kind of things that within management that, like, I feel like it gets uh I guess there's awareness around that now. So that's definitely good, to where I feel like women have more of a equal opportunity. So I'm glad to see that over the years, because like I said, it definitely was even just from a man myself, I could say like that's pretty, like, unfair, because like that, women have just as much ability to be, like you said, a CEO or the president of a company, or a manager or anything like that. So like I'm glad to see that it's getting better.
Yeah, me too. It gives hope for all of us out there. So
Most definitely. So